Hello everyone, this is Carrie with Inkwell Collectibles, and I am very excited because in 2 days we have Secrets of Strixhaven releasing. So tonight we're going to be opening a collector booster box. You do have a chance, 1 out of 500, of getting a serialized card from this set. Super low possibility, but it would be Emeritus of Ideation, which also has Ancestral Recall on there. So just showing you the front and the back. They also have the Mystical Archive cards that you can get both English or Japanese. You also have a chance of getting the Japanese ones and the Silver Scroll treatment, which I'm really hoping we do get some of those. And they did also introduce the new Prepared effect, which is actually really fun reading about that. So we are just going to go ahead and get going. And so far, at least these packs are easy to open. And so we have commons and uncommons at the beginning. And it's our first of the Japanese Mystical Archives. And then we have Duty Beyond Death, our land, and then for our rares, Color Storm Stallion, Alan Spiralmancer, together as one. And then our first of the Japanese ones, and I do have
Crackle with Power.
Crackle with Power is what that one is. Non-foil for that. And so I am going to set that one off to the side. And then Dreamroot Cascade, full art foil, and our art card. All right, same thing, commons and uncommons. Our next one, Japanese uncommon. Monstrous Rage and foil, the lands. I will say I do love the full art lands for these. They remind me of the Theros Beyond Deaths lands, which were some of my favorites. So we have Mythic, Echo Casting Symposium, Turbulent Wilderness, Forest Island, Mind into Matter. Our next one in Japanese non-foil. And then Arc of Hunger. And then 2 art cards.
Fracture.
Alright, so this one was Fracture. Unfortunately, since it is such a new set, I don't have very many of these memorized. So luckily, I've got someone helping me with that. Commons, uncommons, and then Zombify and Knockout Maneuver in English. Plains, Resonating Loot, Vanguard of the Restless, and then so we have Field Notes, non-foil, Fractal Crab, Big Score, and then, okay, so we do have our first foil etched. Sorry, he's going to tell me what it is, and then I'm going to show you how cool that is. Expressive Iteration. Sorry. All right, so hopefully you guys can see that they did full foiling across all of this, and it is textured on there. From the old Strixhaven set, just because I opened a ton of it, I did pull, so this was the old etch foil, and the only way you could tell it was foil was right around the text box. They had it as opposed to the full foil. And then also, of course, the little star at the bottom told you it was foil. So I do think this is a huge improvement, and it does look beautiful having the etched foil in there. So I'm really glad that we did pull that one. All right, and so we're going to keep going. This one was one of, like I said, the original Strixhaven was one of my all-time favorite sets. So I was very excited that they did go back. All right, we have Requisition Raid, non-foil, Pick Your Poison, and foil, Swamp, Vicious Rivalry, Relic Retriever, Pensive Professor, and then full art, Glimpse of Nature, and Together as One. So all English that time. All right, so we have uncommon Japanese stock up. So that's really good that they reprinted that super popular card, not one that we really keep in stock for very long. Forest, Wild Growth Archaic, Yavimaya Bloom Sage, and then so this one does have the prepared effect on it. So once you meet, it's a requirement you can then pay to cast the other part, and then it'll tell you what it can do to make it prepared again. So it is a very useful effect. Pox Plague, this card is fantastic. It makes me very happy that they printed this one. Each player loses half their life, then discards half the cards in their hand, then sacrifices half the permanents they control of their choice, and you round down each time. I just think it's a fun card. And then we have Brotherhood's End and Molten Core Maestro, and then another art card. So we are at 3 art cards so far. And we're going to keep going. Monstrous Rage. And then we have our next Japanese uncommon. Island Restoration Seminar in Mythic for a lesson. Changing Loyalty. Vicious Rivalry. Here we go. All right, Vampiric Tutor. This one in English. Fantastic card. Super glad we pulled this one. Great to see. That makes me super happy. And then we have our Elder Dragon. Prismari the Inspiration. Flying Ward. Pay 5 life. Storm, and it's a 7/7. So yeah, that is a great pack so far. And we had our other token, and we're not even halfway done yet. This is pack number 6 that we are on. And there we go. Duty Beyond Death, non-foil, return the favor in foil. Our Mountain, and then Great Hall, Inspired Sky Painter, which again has the prepared on there in the full art from the Commander set. Postmortem Professor, Zombie Warlock. Crop Rotation. And then Aziza, Mage Tower Captain, full art foil. And Goat for our token. All right, pack number 7. And so we have we have an uncommon in the silver etched foil for the Japanese cards. We're going to get that one scanned and see what it is. Then our land, Joined Researchers, which has Secret Rendezvous with it. And then we have Renegade Bull, Vastland Scavenger, Veil of Summer, and Scheming Silver Tongue with Sign in Blood on there. And this one is Requisition Raid in the silver etched. Not an expensive card. It is going $9 right now, but that's still, again, really cool. I love when they put texture on the cards like that. And then pass for our token. And next one, Disdainful Stroke, Knockout Maneuver, and then Forest, Moment of Reckoning, Turbulent Moor for our land, Deathcap Glade for our second land, and we have Armageddon, mean card, but it is fun, and Archmage Emeritus for our special guest. That's super cool. All right, so that was another really fun one. We're down to 3. So if we can get a Cyclonic Rift out of these, that would be pretty awesome. But we already got the Vampiric Tutor, so either way, I'm really happy. All right, and Japanese Uncommon, Spell Pierce, Island, and then so we have one of the other Emeritus of Abundance with Regrowth on it, Elf Druid. So that's fantastic. The Pest Frog. I am enjoying all the pests that I am seeing coming out of this set. Some of them are actually really cute. I don't know if you saw on that last token over there as well. Then we have Fix What's Broken and Japanese Steal the Show in full art, and then Cat Token.
Brotherhood's End.
Brotherhood's End is this rare Japanese card, and we're going to keep going. All right, so we have the Japanese Uncommon, Stargazer Uncommon in foil, Mountain, Sky Coach Conductor with All Aboard, Augusta Order Return Spirit Advisor, Aziza Mage Tower, Veil of Summer, and then we have our other field notes, Magma Blood Archaic in foil. And we do have another art card. That makes art card number 4 out of 12 packs. So it just seemed like they were doing a lot all at once. All right, and last one. Noxious New. Fantastic card. Then we have Deduce and Stargaze, both in English, Uncommon, Swamp, Hardened Academic, Lattice Library, Restoration Seminar. That looks really sweet in that art. Even if it's not foil, it just looks awesome. And then we have, a silver etched foil rare, and then just a regular rare. We're going to find out what those are in just a second. All right, so this one is Return to Ranks. And the last one is Brain Freeze. So again, I don't know if you can tell, but the blue just really pops in there with how they did it. Brain Freeze, so this is pre-sale. The prices are obviously going to go down a fair bit, but right now market is sitting at 77, so that was pretty awesome. That one may be higher than our Vampiric Tutor that we pulled. But so with the Emeritus that we have and all the Mystical Archive cards, this set is just super fun. And the art is beautiful on these. There's our Vampiric Tutor. But yeah, if you guys get a chance to open these, I highly recommend it. There's a lot of fun stuff you can do with it, especially Commander. They put a lot of really good stuff in there. Anyways, hopefully you guys enjoy this. We will have all these singles up at the shop available Friday at noon when we open. And I hope you enjoyed the video. Enjoy the rest of your day.